Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Blake from 4Point Custom Works here again. So, grinders, 2x72 grinders. I use a lot of them. I built a few. This laying on the side right now is my version of Jeremy Schmidt. If you go on YouTube, Jeremy Schmidt, first gen, second gen, 2x72 grinders. Now, you'll notice I don't have VFD on this. I have a regular motor on it. I built this back 2017, fall of 2017. I use it regularly all the time. The wheel option is from VSM, belts I use are VSM. The rollers are from Nexus Grinders out of Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. They make some excellent wheels. That's what I'm using on here, have been using. So what is that? 6 years now. 6 years I've been using this grinder. Never had an issue with it. On off switch and the grinder and the belt. My only complaint about this thing is it's long. Really long. I'm going to shorten it down one day when I get to it, but in that time I found another grinder made by another guy by the name of Brian House, and he had the Gen 5 grinder build, and you could buy plans for it and everything else, build your own grinder, everything, do that type of thing. This grinder, when Jeremy Schmidt built it, put his videos out and everything else, he used flat plate and then he used shims so that the stock he was using for his arms to slide in and out would fit in it precisely and correctly. Required a lot of welding. You just cut flat stock, real simple, and then, tack welded it everywhere. Welded it all up, the back plate, everything. Simple to do. Now, I had 2-inch, 1/4-inch wall, 1.5-inch, 1/4-inch wall, and after a little bit of work, grinding the inch and a half down, I could get it inside of the 2-inch, 1/4-inch wall tubing with 1.5-inch, 3/16 wall tubing, not 1/4-inch tubing. 1.5-inch, 1/4-inch wall tubing is 1.5-inch, 1/4-inch wall tubing. 2-inch tubing, 1/4-inch wall. 1.5-inch tubing is 1.5-inch tubing. When you buy 1.5-inch tubing, it's 1.5-inch tubing. Unless there's something that I'm missing out of all this and don't understand, is that 1.5-inch tubing is 1.5-inch tubing. All the years I've been welding, fabricating, and doing everything, 1.5-inch tubing is 1.5-inch tubing. So now we move on to the Gen 5 build. So now I'm building 2 of these. So these are all the parts and pieces. Here, there's one set of legs, another set of legs I get around. This is the top arm piece. Let me move some stuff here. That's the top arm piece. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get this to. So that's the top arm piece. This piece goes through there, like that. That'll be where your idler wheel mounts up in here with the other parts and pieces as tilts back and forth. Your stand, these are your receivers with the tubes going in. There's 1.25 inch going into that, or 1.5 inch wall. You've noticed I've grounded, same as this one. I'm grinding and that type of thing. So I'm just going to throw you on the stand here so I can pick stuff up, and hopefully we can show you here. And I'm going to reverse my phone. We're going to reverse. Hey everybody, welcome. So is everybody still here? Excellent. Okay. So, this is what we're going to do. Calipers. I have calipers. This is a piece of 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. Everybody see that? 1.5 inches. Inch and a half. Now, there's variances up and down this, because this is not high grade. This is all that's available to me, so it's 1.52, 1.51, different variances. This has been soaked in vinegar for over a week, pulled out, wiped down, and scrub brush down. Same as my receiver tubes. These are 2 inch. Do you see that? By 2 inch tube. Tilt you up a little more here. 1/4 inch wall. There you go. 1/4 inch wall. This is what it measures. My 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, 0.193, 3/16 wall. Heavy enough, in my opinion. So, now, here comes the big question. I've taken the weld out. I've ground the inside of that out. I specifically even went and bought a band filer to file out the inside of these, get rid of the welds, smooth it all out, clean the lips, clean the edge. If I take this piece of tubing and put it down here, I take this rod, that in no way in hell fits in there. Never. I've tried this on over 150 feet of length of this and this. They don't fit. So unless somebody can explain to me who's selling something different, but in Canada, this is what you get. It doesn't fit there. 1/4 inch wall. But if you actually look at this tubing, now this is a piece that has scale, has buildup on it. It's brand new metal, it's dirty, it's not that clean. If you actually look at this, which end did I grind? Ah, this one. There's no sharp lip here, no edge, nothing. I can run my hands smooth. You look at this. Curves. Flat, curves, curves. This is not perfect 1.5 inch hole anywhere in 100 feet of 2 inch tubing. Because I've gone and calipered all this. 1.59. But you get to the edges and it's 1.44. Sorry, I'm holding that upside down for you. 1.44. So, everywhere I go in this tubing, it's great. Your walls, 1.50. Go to the exterior walls, 1.47. So this narrows to each corner on these things. So basically, it narrows to here, narrows to here. You get a variation in thickness. When they designed 2x2 tubing, 1/4 inch structural wall tubing, this is 2 inch dead on the nose, they never intended for the inside use to be anything else. So, I've had to take, and I did this with Jeremy's as well, when I was building it and doing it the way I wanted to do it. I've had to take the 3/16 that I'm using, and to get it to slide and sit perfectly tight in there, and it even drags a bit, which is okay, I've had to grind down the 1.5 inches. Because now I'm at 1.48, so 2 thou pretty much I've had to take off this whole thing, which in fact is not that much of a pain in the ass because I already have grinders. But, and you'll notice, unless you get it the right way, it doesn't fit. Because even these ones, which are my legs, which have been in the vinegar 2 weeks, all the scale moved, etched, cleaned. I haven't removed the weld out of here because I'm not sliding tubes inside of them. They're my leg bases. Even if you measure these ones, they don't even measure. If you measure at the tightest point, right there, 1.47. If I measure dead center, 1.50. If I measure to the outside edge, here, 1.48. Do this again on this one. 1.48. 1.48. Now let's switch. If I go this way, 1.46. 1.48. So, thicker here. If I measure center, 1.51. Same as I go this way. 1.51. 1.4. Well, that's wrong. Sorry. I hit it on my way out. So basically is, I don't know where you're going to get or where you're going to find 1.5 inch tubing that'll slide inside of 2-inch pipe, because it's not a true 1.5 inch in these, by no means. On the mid centers it is. So if you're actually to feel this, you can feel ridges here and that. So if you measure straight down this side, if I put there, you'll see that to get past it. So I don't know if somebody can tell me different or what's going on or what's wrong, but this is what I've found with all of them. I like Brian House's design, the Generation 5 2x72. It's short, it's compact, it's heavy, and yeah, it looks like it's going to last years. My only issue with this thing is this is just not a simple take 1.5 inches, put it in there, because it's not going to fit. That fits. I ground that also so that it does fit. If I take a standard tube like this, and I take this, and I put this it don't fit. So I will be grinding this. I will be grinding this piece, similar to these pieces I've done, to get this to slide in here on my 2x72. So that's one thing I thought I'd tell you guys, because I've gone through, calipered them all, measured them all, checked them all. It's the same. Even on the, extra pieces that I have in my shop, they're all scaled black and dirty. Yeah, on a 24-foot length and a 20-foot length of pipe, they're all the same. on tubing. Sorry, not pipe, tubing. So, along with that, we got the motor. I got the motor the other day and that type of thing. The only thing I'm waiting on right now is when you put this grinder together, it's got arms so that these sit like this, so you can rotate it up on top like this. And it's got a 3/4 inch steel plate, 3/4 inch steel plate that goes across here that the motor mounts on and that. So let me see if I can find it here. Thought I had it somewhere. Not seeing it. This is the plans for Jeremy Schmitz, a 2x72 that I built with the 2-inch and 1.5-inch tubing and that. Where did my other pieces go? So yeah, so basically I'm waiting for the 3/4 inch plate, my 3/4 inch plate steel to come. Yeah, here's the motor mount. So this plate here is 3/4 inch plate steel. That's what I'm waiting for, so I can cut these out and then I'll weld everything at that time. So yeah, so I thought I'd give you guys a little look at what I'm doing, what my project is this week. Getting these all ground and put in and everything. Making sure they all, slide up nice. That one's still a little tight. So yeah, I'm going to finish grinding my last one here. So it will fit into here. And then pretty much that's everything done. I've got this piece here. I'm going to cut. This will slide in here. I've ground on this. This is to make the collars so that these plates will slide in. This will be my plate for my grinding table and that type of thing. So yeah, so I'll bring you guys back when I'm a little further along in this build and see any other things I found out or done. Little tricks and secrets, or guys might even know them or do them yourself. I drilled my holes through here, 3/4 inch holes, measured them, got them all set. What I've done is I drilled my holes, put a nut on here. There's my nut. Got a spare nut here somewhere. So I put my nut on here. Make sure these are all lined up straight, square to each other. Get them tight. Snug them up. And then what I've been doing is I've been doing my grind. So I can basically lay these on my bench and get them ground up and get them even. And then I also make sure that when at the same time I'm true square and just grind these so they're even as well too. So when I go to mount them on my table, we're flat, we're parallel, straight, and even to everything as we can get. Using squares, magnetic squares when you're welding to get them true and in there is the best way to do it. So yeah, so there's that. I got these the wrong way together. That's why it's not looking right. Yeah, make sure everything's put together in a way that it works when I'm grinding. So I pull this out. Oh, there's my front one. So that one will go in front of there like that. Get my holes and go through. There we go. That lined up better. There. So now I'll give my grind. These ones here, camera here. Pull them out here a little further. That's what I'll do to them as well too. So this is my front because this is my marker hole. And then I'll grind this side on them as well too, to look like these ones here. So yeah, so basically what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks here is probably going to be another 2 or 3 weeks before I get back and show some more progress on this. It'll probably be the welding. I'll show a little bit of welding The grinding is just grinding. So yeah, so once I get this one here ground, put in, and ready to go, so it'll fit in there, slide in out of there easy and nice, which shouldn't take too long, just a couple of seconds. You're only removing a couple of thou out of it just to make it slide in nicer and fit nicer. One thing I do suggest, I love this thing, Veritas. These little mini squares. I love these things. They work great for the tubing because you can hold them on the tubing, make sure you're square, get your measurements, get them right. They're nice, light, small. They're not bulky when you're working on small things because you can then, you know, hold it across, you know, find out if you're, you know, true to your marking and that, and then make sure that your lines stay straight and all that. So yeah, I love the Veritas, especially with some of the finer details, finer marks on these things that Brian has, which, I mean, you got to be pretty close on or right on, and it works out great. So yeah, so no, so far everything's been going good. Everything's been working great. And like I say, my only complaint is if the 1.5 inch, because 1.5 inch tubing is 1.5 inch tubing. Doesn't matter if you buy it in 1/8 inch wall, 1/4 inch wall, 3/16 wall. It's all 1.5 inch on the outside. So, and this 2 inch tubing, I've tried different ones, several ones, older ones I've had, and yeah, they're not a true 1.5 inch hole inside of them. Even with the scale removed, the sanding and everything else. Odds are, if you get some that fits perfect, excellent, bonus. If it fits in there and you can just slide that right into there, excellent, all the best to you. I haven't yet out of 200 feet of tubing. I still haven't got a piece to slide in yet. I've had to grind them all down. So just so you guys are aware and know what you might run into or problems or issues or anything like that. But yeah, so far that's the only thing I've run into. Everything else is working out great. Measurements, cutting, drilling, tapping, grinding. Yeah, the only bonus is I have a 2x72 grinder already in my shop. If you're starting off without a 2x72 grinder in your shop and you're doing a lot of this, it can be a pain in the ass, a severe pain in the ass. I know when I built my first ones, it was. Calipers, if you have a set, they work great. They're easy. If you can afford one of these, this is the slickest tool. This is nice. I like this. Milwaukee makes one. Everybody pretty much ones. You can get them cheap, or you can pay a lot of money for them. I use DeWalt. I'm a DeWalt fanatic, so I use DeWalt. And I stay with DeWalt because all my batteries. If you have air compressors, they're large enough to run air tools and that type of thing, they make these band files, is what these are normally named as or called. They make them in air as well too. Different companies making air, cheaper. You can buy them cheap and that type of thing. Belts are cheap. Belts are Canada here. Belts through Amazon or belts through Skookum Tool Supplies and that. About a buck a belt. So they're not that bad overall. The hardware for bolting and everything together, I haven't got it here yet. I've ordered it all. I'm looking at Allen key screws for most of it and some other different designs I'm going to change. As far as just the general, like the tubing and the rests and the plentums and that, I'm probably going to change, modify, make my own. I got a set of wheels coming. My wheels are coming. I got a big 12-inch wheel here. I got a 10-inch wheel here that I'll be making arms for. I'll make one arm that's interadaptable between the two machines, so it'll fit both of these machines that I'm building. I have more tubing, so yeah, I can make so it fits both machines, and then I can just switch wheels if I want, or put different wheels in. So I'm going to have more accessories and that type of thing. So yeah, I'm going to be able to put more accessories in. I have my 2x72 by Jeremy Schmidt design that I did mods and changed a bunch of stuff and retrofitted it to a different way for me. I have another one that was 3/4 complete, well, just about complete, motor and wheels for it. I'll probably get that up, so the next while I'll probably have 4 grinders going here in the next while. That way I can just put a set of belts on and move through and go through without having to slip change belts all the time. So yeah, so thanks for joining. Coming up next, in the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping to have my 3/4 inch plate steel here. If I got my 3/4 inch plate steel here, I'll be starting to weld then and putting everything together. And we'll get these grinders set up. I should hopefully have a set of wheels for one of them here, so I can at least get one running, up and running. I'm not putting VDFs on them. I'm just running straight motors, straight 3400 RPM, and doing that. I've never used them with the VFD, variable frequency drives, and using 3-phase motors. But maybe I'll try it one day. But these have been working for me. I've been 6 years, same motor, same everything, same belts, and I'm not nice to these things. That 2x72 I have over there, I've used it and abused it. So yeah. So thanks for coming along. If you like, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you have any comments or any questions or anything you want to ask, go ahead, ask them. I try and get right back to them right away if I can. They pop up in my notifications, so I usually try and get back to everybody as soon as I can. If I don't know something and I don't answer you right away, give me a little time. I will get back to you and I will answer it. I will try and find out. Steel, locally sourced, where I live in Alberta here in Canada. This band file by DeWalt, Amazon. There was a special, a deal on them. I bought it. The hardware, the bolts and everything that I'm ordering for the Allen key bolts is all coming from McMaster McCarr. The handles, the knurled knob handles, they're coming off eBay. Chinese market, cheapest ones I can get, nicest looking ones. I'll try them, see if that's what I want to do, if I'll make my own custom knobs for the ends of my bolts and that. The motor come from, it's Iron Horse. It come from Automation Direct out of the United States, and I'm presently looking at another company in the United States for another motor for the second one of this, through a different company, a little cheaper price than that. As soon as I get it here and it's here, I'll show that to you guys as well too, and hopefully before a month's up we can have both these set up and I can show you both at that time. So once again, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy, and like I say, hit the like and subscribe button, and any questions, just leave them. I'll try and get back to you right away. Thanks for coming along.